Happy Friday, Vendasta, and welcome to All Hands for February 27th. Please make some noise for your host today, Brendan King.
All right. Welcome to Friday, February 27th. It's the shortest month of the year. So I'm apparently I got two clickers, so I have to make sure I get the right one. So we have, let's go. Here we go. So today we've got a pretty short meeting. Well, I usually go longer than most when I'm doing the board deck, so it might be a little longer. But we've got anniversaries, kudos, customer love, and then there's the quarterly board meeting, and I'll give you some update on some news. Okay, so anniversaries. Derek Sidonic and Inturi, Paul. All right, 1 year. I have ribs stuck in my teeth. Whoops. 3 years. We got Shiganya, Kyle, and Ranjit. All right, that's great. And Annalie, Virginia, and Maria. Oh, lots of 3 years. Fernanda and Kent. All right, let's see if we got more 3 years. Solange and Suli. It's always a surprise for me up here in this one. 4 years, we got Lua, Safwan, and Senya. All right. And 5 years, Jeff Cooling. And I think we did a little video for Jeff. Let's, Jeff, where are you? You up here? Or are you down building walls somewhere? Oh, he's right behind over here. Here we go.
When I say Jeff, you say
controlled chaos.
When I say Jeff, you say
Russian contractors on the weekend.
When I say Jeff, you say
Reliable.
When I say Jeff, you say
Cooling!
When I say Jeff, you say
The godfather of daycare.
When I say Jeff, you say daycare! Yay! When I say Jeff, you say
bad at fantasy football.
When I say Jeff, you say
Which Jeff?
When I say Jeff, you say
There's probably a leak somewhere.
When I say Jeff, you say
Pedantic? Detail-oriented?
Reliable.
ah. When I say Jeff, you say
Gives 110%.
When I say Jeff, you say
Volcomer?
no,
Libel.
no,
Jeff Leach.
no,
Tomlin.
no.
What? Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Oh, Gene, you're always the funniest on those. He's got always the best. And then 6 years, Keegan. All right, Keegs. 7 years, Sandy. Wow, 7. Lucky 7. And Jana Dolson. All right. And now kudos. So what do we have for kudos? Obviously, all of our key principles, our leadership principles. Leadership principles. Let's go. From Senthil and S. From Suresh to Senthil. Anand. Oh, I'm sorry. Senthil Anand. Okay, Suresh recently developed and released a VS Code plugin designed to enhance usability with the Claude Code CLI and our integrated development environments. He consistently demonstrates a strong ability to quickly explore, learn, and create tools that address practical challenges. Previously, Suresh experience with Zomato using MCP, developed a Mac application focused on developer well-being, and utilized Google ADK for trip planning. Beyond addressing his own needs, Suresh's approach to evaluating, reviewing, and publishing a plugin on both the Cursor, OpenVSX, and VS Code, Microsoft Marketplace platforms, reflects initiative and open source mindset, effectively sharing solutions with the broader community. That's fantastic. Thank you, Senthil, for that for Suresh. Okay, from Sumya to Malene. His technical expertise and willingness to help with whatever challenges arise have played a big role in my professional growth. His problem-solving approach and his clarity for which he explains solutions makes it easier to learn and to handle complex tasks more effectively. One of Malene's strongest qualities is his calm and supportive nature, especially during high-pressure situations. His guidance helps the team stay focused and confident. It creates a positive and collaborative work environment. Thank you, Malene, for being such a supportive mentor and leader. I truly appreciate this continuous motivation, knowledge sharing, and encouragement towards the team. Thank you. Okay, we got a little bit of customer love. So this is for the whole amazing L&D team. So Cal, Emma, Shiva, Haley, Annika, Mariam, and Dinesh. The courses have been extremely helpful and informative to me, especially because I'm a visual learner. The way the platform lets you visualize things makes it a much better selling tool. Having the live call and courses broken down has been super helpful for finally understanding the snapshot report, specifically what the letters mean, why they're there, and how to use them. I also really liked the Learn Something feature. It genuinely kept me engaged because it felt like hitting another little check mark. The interactive things, like being able to like items, made the whole process really fun to me. BBB, Atlanta, and Northeast Georgia, someone who's never had a report card from school in their life. Okay.
BK, we just need 2 seconds here. Give us
Need
1
2
second.
seconds.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
You want me to know?
No,
Is this switching over to my stuff?
not yet.
Not yet? You got something else?
Just fixing Google Meet. And we are back.
Did they miss all that fun stuff?
Yeah,
Well,
they should be on YouTube anyway, though, so.
All right, do you want me to go ahead and share my stuff? Oh, we got some upcoming events. So at 5 o'clock today, we got Ideas on Tap. I'm going to be up here actually probably just after 3. If anyone wants to come and ask me questions, I'm going to be here and happy to answer them. March 13th, we got Pi Day. And March 19th, we've got another Ideas on Tap. I love it when we get the
I
ideas
don't know if
on
anybody can
tap.
hear me, but BK, you're on mute
I'm on
for
mute.
anybody online.
I'm not on mute.
Definitely muted.
Mute, mute, mute. Mute and do.
There we go.
Can you hear me now?
We got you now.
Thank you. All right. Now you want me to share my screen or do I need to do the announcements again? I think everyone got those. All right. So we're done the announcements. Let me know if we can go into the presentation. I'm live and kicking up here on the Meet, I think. All right. So as always, after a board meeting, I'm going to do a board doc, and I got lots of updates here for everyone. So the board meeting went really, really well. As always, we have just the format was pretty easy. So we had the in-camera. That's where I meet with the board members and talk about what we're going to talk about. Then we went through our 2025 financial results and Q4 results. Then we talked about our strategic pivot, which I want to talk about with everybody, in our 2026 budget. And then just governance in camera and other things. I'm going to spend a lot of time. We call it a strategic pivot. It's for us, it's what we're already been doing, just faster. Just pulled a few things ahead a little bit more, but it's not a change at all for us in what we're doing. It's an acceleration. So I'll just skip past the in-camera and get right to these results. So one of the things to set it up even higher that I want to talk about is in 2024, we were investing. So the stage of the company we're at, we're a company that's been around for a long time, since 2008. And in the 2018 to 2021 timeframe, we raised a lot of money to go fast, and we were investing. And in 2024, we burned $9 million. In 2025, we basically broke even, $445K, which is a big accomplishment. In 2026, we're going to be profitable. And by the end of this presentation, I'll show you just how profitable. And the reason is there's a huge change going on, and we need to be bulletproof. So everyone who's at this company needs to know that there's nothing that can happen to us that could cause us a problem. And so, we've made some changes to be bulletproof so that we can, weather any change that might happen, but also make money. We're going to be in a spot where we're going to need working capital to grow and expand and execute our strategies, and we can't do it if we're not making money. So this year, we will be making money. And so in 2025, we had a couple things happen. One is our legacy small media basically declined. So the small agencies, and I'm going to get into why, the small agencies just are in a really rough spot, particularly with AI and small businesses embracing that. But while that small agency was declining and third party, So it's really, when I say legacy media and small agency, it means like newspapers, Yellow Pages, small agencies, and third-party marketplace products, which I'm going to talk about a little bit. Those declined. Well, we had really good growth in our AI employees, and particularly across larger agencies, ISVs, which is independent software vendors, like when we integrate into United Wholesale Mortgage or into CoStar for their multi-tenant family apartments into their software. And so, like I said, AI employee revenue really grew, and that was helped by our digital partnerships, and I'm going to talk about that in a bit. And then lastly, our third-party marketplace vendors, we lost a lot of revenue, not really margins, but it's because those vendors are starting to eat into our other products, and I'm going to talk about that in a bit. So number one, if you look at our total revenue, it was flat across the whole year. So we went up and down and up, and we ended up where we started. If you look at our margin, we actually ended up a little bit higher. So the money we make, the money we take back after the cost of our revenue. So we went a little higher. If you look at what happened underneath the hood, though, first let me take you to this, this slide on the bottom right. So if you look at our revenue, this is third-party owned and operated. That revenue fell a tremendous amount over the year. But look what grew. What grew was our owned and operated subscriptions. So if you flip over to margin, the money that we get to keep, you can see it didn't, like, even though this shrunk a lot, it shrunk less over there because we only make like 30% off marketplace products. And if you look at our O&O, it grew pretty tremendously. The other downside we have is our channel subscriptions. You see them here. They shrunk a bit, but it's a big impact on revenue. What happened, and we didn't really notice with channel subscriptions, is agencies are viewing those as a tax. Lots of other people that resell, have a channel, don't charge for just to be part of the channel. Pax8 doesn't charge their MSPs to sell to small businesses. So agencies are viewing our platform as a tax. So if they were just selling Yext, or if they were just selling any one solution of ours, Reputation say, they might just say, you know what, I'm paying you guys $4,000 a month. $1,000 of it's a tax on a subscription. I'm just going to go somewhere else and buy Reputation and sell that direct, because that's all I'm really selling yours anyway. So we made this huge change in February 2nd. It took too long for us to make this change. We should have made it a year ago. But we changed our subscriptions to be a minimum. And so you earn against it. You don't have to pay it. If you sell enough second order stuff to SMBs, you make money and we take it away so you don't have to pay the subscription, which is better for all of us. And actually we've had, I think, the best month in, I think, almost 2 years in terms of the number of subscriptions sold. It's anecdotal yet because it's just 1 month, but Justin, I think, hit 11, and he's trying to tell me he's going to hit 12 sales, and some of those are big. So it's a big change. So, but my point here is that our O&O is growing, our third party and our agencies, our small agencies, are shrinking. And it's a bit of a tug of war, and it came out flat this year. Came out better on the margin side, but flat on the revenue side. And that sucks, because we want to grow. All right. Those legacy media partners, we're fighting back. We're not just going to sit there and take it. So when some of those big companies say, I'm getting out of digital, so the top one used to be what's called Public Reputation, then which is our first takeover, Buy Local, Comporium, Studio 98, Summit Media, and Beyond Private Label. Basically, those companies we're going to lose as revenue because they were either going to shut down or not sell digital products like we sell. So instead, we took those customers over, and that increases our revenue, and we pay based on a revenue share. And you can see down there that we've netted, so we had about almost $7 million worth of revenue from those takeovers, and we netted about $5 million. So that offsets those legacy media losses, and you're going to see us continue to do that throughout 2026. And so we hope to do more of those. Now this is marketplace vendors. I know, our marketplace has been something we've talked about for a long time, but Jeff's Falcomer has said, I call it Stop the Steal. Because if you take a vendor like this one, and they say they sell SEO, but inside their product they have reputation. They got content, blogs. They've got advertising, like Matchcraft. They've got listings. They've got our our citation distribution to Axiom or to Localese. They've got social. So what we're seeing is a lot of our partners saying, you know what? I'm buying this SEO. I'm already paying a fortune for it. These other things come for free. I'm just going to go direct, or I'm just going to sell those. Well, not anymore. We are not going to put competitive products in our marketplace. If there are competitive products, they're going to go out. And if they want to be in the marketplace, they're going to sell our AI employee agents to their customers, or they're just not going to be there. And the big change that's happened with, as far as marketplace is concerned, is that it really ought to be integrations. You know, for a long time, you guys all know the picture of the stack I have with advertising, marketing, and CRM, communications, inbox, billing and scheduling, booking and payments. All of those other things on the other side should just be able, like QuickBooks or HR software, we'll connect to those through MCP servers or through API integrations. But we're not gonna sell those things. We might sell them as a referral or something, might have a, but basically, we're not looking to sell an SMB their accounting package. We're looking to help them do things across their accounting package as a single pane of glass, but we got it right in our marketplace. We let the fox in the hen house, and it wasn't like that before. Before, we'd sell our listings and our rep and our social, but when AI started to come on the scene, all of these guys started to expand and bleed across it. So over time, we're taking that back, and we're doing it this year. Let me talk about this. What is this strategic pivot you talk about? Well, this is for us an acceleration of what we're doing. For our board, you know, it's a bit of a pivot, and I want to talk about what's changed. You guys are seeing it really accelerated in December, but AI's dramatically changed the way that people think about software. You see what's happening to some SaaS valuations. We don't necessarily want to be part of that. These guys, AI-first companies, are driving a massive change. So number one, small businesses, they don't want to manage software. They don't want to buy a reputation product or a listings or a SEO or a social product. They want a job done. And they want that job to be done across all of those products. And they want to be able to do it by talking to AI or starting a playbook and having AI do the job completely without having to bring them back in. Is this post good? What should I post about? Is this good? Is that good? No, they want it. Here's a flight of content. Would you like to change anything? And can you just approve it and start it to go? So you know that's an idea of a playbook. And we see the agencies under severe pressure. They're going to take it the worst because they are trying to help small businesses who are like, man, I just went to Claude and did that myself. I know a lot of people think small businesses don't do that, but the early adopters do. And there's lots of people who are starting to make their own lovable site. So agencies are under pressure, and what they're doing is saying, I need AI to be more effective. And so when you come to a product like Vendasta, today you got to configure every one of our products and sell them, and it doesn't make any sense to them just yet. So we need to make our product an AI-first product for our agencies. And then lastly, traditional SaaS, structural pressure. Look at Zendesk. They are screwed. We're going to be off them March 29th or March 30th. We're done. No one is going to use them because they lock up the data and don't make it available to the AI agents across the infrastructure. So you can't do anything with that. So goodbye Zendesk, and we're not the only ones saying that. We're actually late to that game. Many other people are changing that and getting off all sorts of legacy software. So they're in trouble. And again, this is the business impact of how this looked. It's the same slide as before. I just wanted to re-show it again. The business impact for us is declining third-party, legacy, and AI wrap products are gradually being replaced by higher margin AI employees. And when I say AI employees, I just mean that AI can do the job across the stack without a human having to pull the dials. If you've got to go in there, the only thing you should be doing is approving or editing. You should not be configuring, setting up, instructing, pulling the dials. That can't happen anymore. And so that's the shift. It's going to require a clear, strategic, deliberate change. So we have to allocate resources. So what we did is we reduced our investment in targeted roles and department in slower growing and legacy areas of our business. So what you might know is in marketing services, we need to move to AI. We had to, reduce AI employees, and a lot of that, unfortunately, was in India. And so you saw some folks in our marketing services department move on. The other thing is we had, in our Matchcraft product, we had a product that wasn't integrated into the Vendasta ecosystem, and we needed to change that. It's going to be integrated into the Vendasta ecosystem now, so we made some changes. And then in our agency side, we're not going to be manually going after small agencies and making that investment there. So we changed the investment profile for small agencies. So that's what we've done. There were some other changes, but not many. And you know, those are things we needed to do so that we could allocate resources to our AI first. And I'm going to talk about that a little more. Now we're going to overinvest in the AI platform. So you know, I don't know those of you who've seen Brian Larson's vision for an AI first platform, but we'll be talking more and more about that because that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to race to that. Right now we're organized in products. We're organized wrong. We're organized around rep, listings, social, products. That's not the way to organize. Those team organization and structures will change. We need to organize across them. Right now, for instance, if we want to integrate something in, let's say, TikTok, we'd have to do it in Matchcraft. Might have to do it in social marketing. Might have to do it in reputation. Might have to do it in listings. Might have to do it in our CRM, in our inbox. No, you should be doing it across all of those things. So we're going to change the way we're organized because you ship your org structure and we're not doing it right. And we're going to adjust our go-to-market. So we're going to double down on large partners, SMB direct channels. We're going to maintain but de-emphasize those small agencies. They're going to be PLG, grow on their own. They have to be. And we're going to re-accelerate once we sort of get to product market fit again. Our foundational products are falling out of product market fit. We need to leverage AI to do the job across all the data that they collect and the capabilities they have to do things, like make a post or make a phone call or post on make a Facebook like, all of that. And we're going to have a talent and culture shift. So I kind of talked about this. So we're moving to an AI first. So if you don't want to do AI, come see me. I'll help you find a different job. Like, we are all in on AI, and I'm serious about that. I don't mean that in any disrespectful way. There's some people that maybe don't want to, and that's okay. I'll help you, I promise. And an operational rebuild around AI. So we're gonna streamline all of our operations to make sure that we try to have AI do the job first. We have to, or we won't be able to be around. Okay, so, and this is because the competitive landscape is being reshaped. I won't spend too much time on this, but if anyone's interested, this is a great conversation to have. On the top, you see we have all these LLMs. So like Claude saying, hey, you can just use me and I can do all sorts of things, and maybe OpenClaw, and we can just automate everything you do. And on the bottom, you got the AI native companies like Lovable, Bolt, and Replit, and say, just, tell me what you want and I'll give it to you. And then on the left, you got big tech, Microsoft, Google, Meta, Amazon. All of these people are putting AI right into their traditional products, and they're squeezing from that side. And on the other side, you have the systems of record. There's just a few I mentioned here: HubSpot, Intuit, Workday, Salesforce. They own the data, and they're trying to be agentic first. Salesforce leading the way. We're considering ourselves as closer to AI native and system of record as others. That's where we are right now. But the point solutions in the middle, Asana, Monday.com, Zendesk, problems. So what's changing? Well, the way that people think about moats, the barriers to entry, massively changing. So here's the things, the good news side I'll give you first that's not changing, is the business model. It's not really being disrupted. So subscription-based revenue, recurring, predictable cash flows. Small businesses, they don't want to pay an open-ended amount like Salesforce tried it, didn't work for them. It's like, I'll pay you per support resolution. Or you buy AI credits and just pay me. Not so. Small businesses want some certainty. So subscription-based revenue is not going away. Cloud delivery, not going away. Customer retention mechanics, so embedded workflows, like all the workflows we have that can be done for you, not going away. Data accumulation, what we do with our foundational products to get all that data, including the proprietary data in the CRM and the customer communications in the inbox, or the payments data and those workflows, not going away. Very big barrier to entry. Compliance and trust, that's why we're SOC, that's why we're having a CRM an inbox, communications, notifications, we're secure. All of that is not going away. You can't vibe code your payment system or probably even your CRM. You can vibe code over top of it, but you can't make those. On the other side, the delivery model, I mean, not make them reliable. On the other side, the delivery model, here's what's changing. UI first design. Nope, it's going to be agents. You're going to either have a chat or you're going to talk to it. That is anything where you have to use the UI, out the window. So it used to be lock-in. Oh, I know how to use this product. I'm going to use it. No one wants to do that. Human-only workflows. If a human has to be in the loop, you're done. Like those things are being completely disrupted. Feature roadmap thinking. No one's thinking about features in a roadmap. They're thinking about how we can do a job across a bunch of capabilities. Incremental release cycles. No. Like those are going away. If you look at Claude, they release every day and they iterate over it rapidly. One of the things about AI first companies is they don't have 2-week sprints. They do, they might have a sprint just to understand where they're tracking, but they're releasing stuff, and we're doing this too. They're releasing stuff though quick and iterating and iterating and iterating. And seat-based pricing, that's not a thing anymore. They're gonna be hybrid subscriptions with hybrid credits. Might have seats for certain things, but not as much. So where can we win? Well, we've got some pretty differentiated assets. So when we think about all those moats we've got, we think about how durable are they? And the higher that the value is that they provide, or the cost to switch, makes them more durable. So, you know, ZenReach, or Zendesk rather, that has tickets are not very durable because they're ephemeral. You have a support ticket, you close it, I don't need that anymore. You'll get a new one, but you can switch pretty easy to a different system. And so they're eroding super quickly in that bottom corner. Whereas things that have system of record data, like a HubSpot, not so much. More durable, eroding slowly, and depending on who your customer is. So where our differentiated assets are, or one is SMB expertise. So we got deep understanding of small business acquisition and retention workflows. So that's a good thing. We have scale. Got 190,000 active SMBs operating at a meaningful and proven scale. Distribution is going to be really important in this game. System of record. We've got our CRM, our communications, our billing, all of the data we have. It might, even though it might not be proprietary, like reviews or listing data or social data, it's kind of proprietary for small businesses because they have no way to get that, aggregate it, keep it up to date, and we do that out of the box. So that's proprietary data, system of record. Governance, well, we've got the SOC, compliance, authentication, user management, all of that. So we've got that. Transaction layer, that's our payments and bookings and support. Support tickets, payments, booking, those are all things that are transaction layer, and they're hard to, once you're using something, it's a little bit hard to switch. Distribution, built-in reach via channel partners and our SMB ISV partners. So you see us going up market because we can bring somebody on, like we just signed DaySmart, that can bring 30,000 SMBs in one fell swoop. So we're going to move into those, and it's just as much as to sell some small agency. You know, it's as much work to onboard them sometimes. And then agentic execution, so AI that performs automatically over, I call this capabilities sometimes. You know, we've already got all the things we've been building for years. You can fix a listing, you can syndicate a listing, you can make a social post, you can write a blog post, you can send an email, you can send an SMS, you can make a phone call, you can receive a phone call, you can update your CRM. All of these things are super important, and our agents can execute against them. So that's how we're going to win. And we're going to really, really focus on this, how AI does the thing first and humans orchestrate it. So we're going to switch to an interface and conversational interface where our workflows that we have today are going to turn into playbooks. And I'll give you a short explanation on that. Our users will have now moved to AI employees. So small businesses, they don't want to do stuff. They want someone to do it for them. And we're going to move from plain SaaS to, you know, Brian likes to use execution engine, but just we're going to get jobs done for the small business. And so that's the business we're becoming. We're going to provide small businesses with an AI workforce that works out of the box, powered by our data and tools. So I don't know that this is what we'll call ourselves, like what the mission, what it might look like on the website. This isn't a positioning statement. This is more of like a mission or a statement. So what you might notice here is what the interface is going to look like, and it says ask me anything, and it's like create a coupon and run a promotion. And when you click that, it might create a coupon in our platform, might create a campaign around that coupon. It'll create a landing page, an ad campaign for it through Matchcraft that drives traffic to it, and it'll ask you questions. How much do you want to spend? What do you want the coupon to be on? When do you want this promotion to run? You'll answer these questions, and then it'll create all the assets and all the workflows and deploy them, and then you'll get a thing and say, here's what I did. Do you want to change anything? And you can look down, nope, everything's good, and you can run it. That's the kind of playbooks we're going to have in Q2. So we're moving to that AI first. So you can see already, if you've seen Jesse do things, we've already got some AI employees. We can already do some vibe coding. That vibe coding is really important because when you make that landing page, it uses our CRM, it uses our forms, it uses our automations, it uses our listing data, it uses the inbox communications. It's all going to just work together. And the AI chat, obviously, and intelligent automation. So you should be able to make those pretty easy in a short order. Okay, so the way that, why we're going to win again is we're leveraging that system of record data. So we have all that at the very bottom. I'll start at the bottom, the base. We've had this for years. So Matchcraft has all the advertising data in the platform. We've got all the listings and reviews and social data. The minute you turn those products on, we got our CRM starts to collect data from their customers and they can import it. And we've got all the support data coming soon because we're going to be the system of record for support tickets. We've got communication and productivity, billing and payments, booking and scheduling. Those are the things that we're going to own. We're not going to outsource to the marketplace. We're going to own those things. And we're going to, what will go into the marketplace will be integrations now. So if you want to connect HR, legal, connectivity, security, Inuit, whatever, those are the new marketplace items. Okay, so this gets to the budget. Okay, so if there's three things I'd like you to remember that's going to happen in 2026, there are these. One is legacy media and small agency revenue is probably going to continue to decline, while our AI employee growth in larger agencies, ISVs, and directs is going to keep growing. And we expect to start that to accelerate in Q2, Q3, the changes I just talked about. So these financial changes we made are going to become visible in April and May, and they're going to continue to improve. Now, the ones I'm talking about are like we're getting rid of software. For whatever reason, our software stack internally grew to like $426,000 a month in January. We're gonna get, like, we don't need Lattice. We don't need Zendesk. We don't need those things. We can replace those things and we can have access to the data, and we will be doing that. And so you're gonna see some changes there, and we gotta get more efficient. Obviously, we're gonna have to, in marketing services, we have to be AI first. And I believe we can transition most of those folks that we have left to jobs in really better jobs in enabling marketing, enabling AI, and doing other things. So we're excited about the team we got. And by Q4 and Q3, we're going to be able to see our growing amount of profit in our company. And that's important. I want to talk a little bit about 2026 and what it looks like. So this is what we're up against. It's a race. We got about $6 million in margin with new AI solutions that is going away. So if you look here, traditional media is about $4 million run rate, or $5 million now. It's going to go to $4 million because a lot of newspapers going out of business. Not much left, which is a good story. But about $1 million we expected that to go. So it's about 80% margin today, so that'll go from 4 to 3.2. Third-party SEO, that's all that's really in there. It's at $13 million. We expect it to go to 8. A bunch of that might go to us, but it's not very much margin. We only make 3.3 on it in a year, and we're going to make 1.7. So yeah, we'll lose some top-line revenue, but it's not going to hurt us there. Now, where we're growing, we expect growth in our AI SKUs to grow to $8 million in revenue, and that's about $6.4 million in margin. So that more than offsets the margin loss already. We're going to add in digital partnerships. Jeff's pretty aggressive. Last year we did $5 million. He's going to do 4.8 again in our base case. He'll probably do more than that, But in our base case, he's going to do 4.8. And then marketplace, we're going to stop the steal. And so I don't know what that's going to look like, but we're making our marketplace customers either become partners, selling all of our O&O, or they're hitting the road. So that's the way it is. The upshot of this is that we lose revenue a bit maybe, but gain margin. Although we don't expect, I mean, just inside of this. Overall, we're going to grow again this year. Okay, here's what it looks like in terms of the key business metrics. So I've changed these because these are the 4 things you're going to start to see on all the dashboards. One is an org and a culture reset. I don't have the metrics for this yet, but it's going to measure the latency in the org. Can you get things done in one day? We've got especially things that are two-way door decisions. We're going to move much faster. An example might be our pricing. We should have been able to do that in 10 days or 5 days, but we took a long time because it can be undone. And so we're going to move faster across the board on everything we do. And we're going to promote a higher agency culture, which we started to do. And then lastly, but most importantly, we're going to ship our org structure. So what does that mean? It means we're going to organize teams differently, probably smaller. What AI does is allows people to be experts in many things. If I don't know anything about how to make a BI dashboard, and I talk to AI for a few minutes, I can know exactly the kind of dashboard to make if I ask the right questions. But everyone, you've seen the classic one with product owners, designers, and developers, and the people in the middle used to be that at overlap were unicorns. There's more and more unicorns because you can be most of those things with AI over time. And so we're going to change the org structure to also not be around old school SaaS. Nobody wants to buy a reputation product or a social product or a listing product or a website product or a CRM or an inbox. Nobody wants that. They want a job to be done, and we're going to organize across those jobs. Maybe it's integrations, maybe it's data, maybe it's the capabilities and tools. Those are the kind of things we're going to organize across. And John has a really good plan there. The other one is our future, is net AI employees sold. So this is the measure of it. It's a sticky thing. So we're going to measure more about each of these, but you're going to see that in your face. Like how many AI, we're at 21,000 AI employees today. How many are we next month? How many are we next month? How many are next day? Total paying SMBs. This is our North Star, and we just haven't made it important enough. Like the number of paying SMBs is our TAM. It's the base of people we can sell AI into. And if someone asks me today, how many do you have? Everyone should know. Like it's 180,000 or whatever it is. And we should know everything about it. How many of those are micro businesses? How many of those are mid-sized businesses? How many are enterprise? And of those, how many are restaurants? And how many are, HVAC? We need to know those numbers cold, and we will. And then lastly is gross dollar churn. If you're a SaaS or unit economics person, you often think about net dollar retention. Well, net dollar retention means if I have a customer and I make him buy more, then my net goes up across the whole thing. But gross dollar means however many dollars I had from the day I started, how many of those left? So it can never go above 100. It's always less. And it's like truth serum. It's truth serum for product market fit. I didn't put, it's not really investors, but they do use it that way too. But if you don't have product market fit, or if you sell to the, it proves that you have must-have status. It tells you who is your ideal customer profile too. So if you sell to somebody who's not an ICP, they're going to churn. And then you're going to see the gross margin's not right. So it really validates that. And then lastly, I'm going to leave you with this, where we're at. So like I said, we lost $455K in 2005. But in 2026, we're going to make $7.4 million on our budget. But even if we were just to stay flat, we'd still make $3 million. I don't want to apologize for that. It's important that we make money as a company at the stage that we're at. We have to, because there's not very many companies that are over 100 million Canadian in Saskatchewan at all. There's some in Canada. But we need to be able to make money, and we need to be able to afford to fund our own growth, and if we need to have money for an opportunity to buy a company, we need that. So it's in all of our best interest that we're a strong company, and so we've made ourselves a strong company for 2026. We're going to make money. We're going to make sure that we can afford to invest in our best people and keep them, and we're not going to get in a place where we ever have a month where we burn money again for any reason. So it's just not going to happen. So we're going to grow this company in a profitable way, And it's not like this goes to line anybody's pockets. This is operating capital to operate against no one's looking to take money out of the company. This is operating capital so we can seize opportunities and reinvest it and double down in areas where it's important to us. So that's what we're doing. You know, I know that we had to say goodbye to some people. I had to say goodbye to a couple of people that I, care deeply about, that are friends of mine. And, but it was in the areas where we're not investing. And we have to be responsible, and we have to look after the company in that way. And so, I'm happy to answer any questions about that. I lost a lot of sleep thinking about it. You all might see what Jack Dorsey just did from Square, from Block. He just, out of 10,000 people, he just let 4,000 go yesterday. I wouldn't have probably done it that way, but I mean, he did it that way because they want to be a nimble company that's ready for anything and be a strong company. So this is what's going to make us a strong company. This is what's going to make sure that everyone can, have a great and fulsome career here. And then we go into governance and other business, and then we have the in-camera. And so our board is super aligned behind this. They're happy to, if we make that kind of money, to help us invest it. If we decide we want to invest it, they're going to give us the freedom to do that. I hope that you guys are all okay with that. Like I said, I'm happy to answer any questions about this. I'll be up here at 3 o'clock or 3:30 probably, and here for Ideas on Tap. So happy to have a conversation with anybody who wants to talk to me about it and have more specifics. I'm good at that. I'm good with that. I'm not good at it. I'm good with it. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great Friday. We still got the thing, hey? Let's see who gets to win maybe I'll win this one. Okay, ending in 789. 789. Woo-hoo-hoo! That's a good number too, 789.